It's really not that hard. You just got to have some patience, and it is a little tedious. You're just going to need some pry tools, tweezers, stuff like that to pry up the press fit in connector. So I've already done one here, as I've shown you already. So we're going to do this other one. And the first thing we're going to do is we need to unlatch this side. So we're just going to pry in with a screwdriver or whatever you got, really. Yeah, we're just going to get it unlatched by prying on the sides. And then this top side is going to come up. You're going to have bare pins exposed, so just, be careful. Right, so now we need to start getting this other side undone, and what we're going to do is we're going to use the fact that this is clipped in as a bit of solidified support, because otherwise you just have a kind of flexible piece of plastic that these pins are actually attached to, and without this as support it's very hard to pry up. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a pry tool, and we're going to want some small screwdrivers to try to just start prying. We're going to push up on the side here, and you'll start to see that we're going to get a bit of a gap, and if it's not a lot of light here, but you'll see the pins inside. So we're going to just kind of work slowly. I'm just going to go back and forth between my pry tools, and you want to be careful not to twist too hard, because you can bend the pins quite easily. They're very thin. If this white plastic part starts to come unclipped, just clip it back down. Don't pull it all the way out. You're not going to do any damage. It's just that it's going to be harder to get it out without this white piece of plastic clipped in. So we're just going to keep prying. This is going to take a little while. Just kind of wiggle a bit. Now you can see there's quite a bit of a gap now, so we can move up to a bigger pry tool. We're going to go up to this. Oh, there we go. Now we made big progress. You heard that big squeak. That was the pins coming dislodged. So now let's try to go to this other side and kind of push down a bit. Now we can see that this, kind of hard to see on camera, but the pins, as I wiggle it, they're starting to kind of flex back and forth because they're starting to get loose. And I'm just going to go side by side. We'll do the edges, do the ends. It really is just finessing. It's just kind of a feel thing. And maybe you can see this, but you can see the pins are kind of making an arc because I pulled the ends out. And that's good. We're almost there. We're going to just apply some pressure in the center. Pull the center out. See? That came out. You just got to make sure when you put this back in that you get all of the pins where they need to go. That's kind of why I'm trying to avoid taking this white part out. But it's not a big deal if you do. Alright, we're almost there. There we go. Alright, now we're able to wiggle it loose. And when you pull it out, just pull it straight out as best you can. And you're going to want to take a look at the pins. Make sure that they're lined up as good as possible. Make sure you didn't like bend anything out of place. This one looks pretty good actually. Now we're going to reinstall. We're going to reinstall a different connector. The one I pulled out earlier. It's this guy. This is kind of the more tedious part. If your pins are not perfectly lined up, not perfectly in a row, you're going to be fidgeting with this thing for a long time. This is the way that I've found best to do it, is just kind of line up the row with the pins on the board, the via on the board, the holes. Get them lined up. Try to get all of them in as best as you can, and then flip up. And you might not get it the first try like that. Try lining up just the two on the ends. There we go. And just kind of flatten out, like level it out. And if everything's lined up very nicely, then it'll just go right in like that. Right, so we're not pushed in yet, we're not press fit in yet. So now what we're gonna do, in order to get this in and pressed in, what I've found best to get this lined up with all the pins in place is to actually have a second connector. So we're gonna use this connector that we just pulled out as kind of a guide. Yeah, it'll work. There we go. So now we have one whole connector that's in good shape. It's been kind of temporarily assembled. Then what I do here is stick this connector into the housing that you're trying to put back in. And then what that's going to do is it's going to line up all the pins as they go into the new housing. So now we're going to take our whole connector. We're going to line up the square, the holes here on the bottom are a bit wider than the pins, so it shouldn't be too hard, but it might take you a couple tries. There we go, just be very gentle. Now when we press this, we're going to want to be pretty firm with it. So we're just going to you can see we still have a pretty big gap here. Okay, so off camera, I've squeezed this together. You can do it by hand. You just gotta really gorilla grip it. I would recommend using a bench vise. It's just gonna be more consistent in general. So now we can see we've got no gap here. We've got no gap on this side. Now we can remove our dummy connector. And you can see all the pins are nice and even, nice in place. And on this side, there's some that are out, and we can fix that very easily because we have our dummy connector. So we're going to remove this side of the housing by unclipping it. I did say in the beginning it was fiddly. So now we're going to want to remove these clips, undo these clips. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass to fix this side. It's way easier to fix this this side than this side. And you might end up breaking some of these clips because they're quite thin and fragile. Don't worry about it too much. There goes one. Oh well. Alright, so now we've gotten this guy loose. And again, we're going to do the same thing with the dummy connector. We're going to insert the housing into the dummy connector. And then we're just going to press it in, nice and good. Take the dummy connector out. You can see now, all of our pins are perfectly aligned. And so that's all there is to it. We did lose one clip, but hey, you know, we got a nice fresh connector on here. So hopefully that helps somebody. See ya.